What if happiness is not something you chase, but someone who quietly walks beside you, holding your hand through storms, smiling with you in silence, and loving you even on days when you forget how to love yourself? Once upon a time, there was a heart that believed happiness lived somewhere far away, in achievements, in people, in perfect moments that never seemed to arrive. That heart kept searching, like a lover waiting at a railway station, convinced that one day happiness would step off a train and say, "I am finally here." But life, like every true love story, had its own timing and its own way of revealing the truth. The secret of a happy life begins the moment you fall in love with who you are. Not the flawless version, not the stronger tomorrow self, but the person you are right now, with your scars, your doubts, and your quiet strength. Happiness blooms when you stop fighting yourself and start holding your own heart gently, the way you would hold the hand of someone you deeply love. Love teaches us that joy is not always loud. Sometimes happiness is a shared silence, two hearts sitting together without the need to explain anything. It is in morning sunlight touching your face, in warm tea after a long day, in laughter that escapes without permission. A happy life is not built from grand victories but from small moments wrapped in love. Every love story also carries lessons of letting go. You cannot be happy while holding on to pain that no longer belongs to you. Just like love, happiness requires space to breathe. When you release old disappointments, broken promises, and unanswered questions, your heart becomes lighter. Letting go is not losing, it is choosing yourself, choosing peace, choosing love over wounds. Gratitude is the quiet romance between your heart and life. When you begin to appreciate what you have instead of mourning what you lack, happiness starts to feel closer. A thankful heart sees beauty even in ordinary days. It smiles at simple blessings and whispers thank you even during difficult chapters, knowing that every page is part of a greater story. And above all, the secret of a happy life is choosing love, every single day. Love in your thoughts, love in your words, love in how you treat yourself and others. Happiness stays where love lives. It settles in hearts that forgive, in souls that hope, and in lives that choose kindness even when the world is unkind. A happy life is not a destination you reach one day. It is a love story you live daily, written with patience, faith, and a heart that dares to love again and again. Happiness begins the day you stop running away from yourself and start walking beside your own heart like a faithful companion. In every love story, there is a moment when two souls stop pretending and finally see each other as they truly are. In the same way, a happy life starts when you look at yourself honestly, your fears, your mistakes, your unspoken dreams, and instead of judging them, you choose to understand them. Making peace with yourself is the most intimate form of love, the kind that does not demand perfection but offers acceptance. So often, we search for happiness in the approval of others, believing that if someone chooses us, values us, or loves us enough, we will finally feel complete. But the heart grows tired when it depends on external love to feel worthy. True happiness arrives quietly when you realize that you no longer need to fight yourself to be lovable. You begin to treat your own soul the way you would treat someone you deeply care about, with patience, gentleness, and forgiveness. In the love story of life, self-acceptance is the moment you stop asking, "Why am I not enough?" and start whispering, "I am learning, I am growing, I am allowed to be human." Peace with yourself means embracing your past without letting it chain you, acknowledging your pain without letting it define you. It is understanding that every scar is proof that you survived, that every flaw is a reminder that you are real. When you make peace with yourself, your heart becomes a safe place. You no longer abandon yourself in moments of failure, and you no longer punish yourself for feeling deeply. You learn to sit with your emotions, even the uncomfortable ones, the way lovers sit together during hard conversations, knowing that honesty strengthens the bond. This inner peace softens your thoughts and teaches you to speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism. Happiness grows in the space where self-blame ends and self-compassion begins. The more you accept yourself, the less you seek validation from the world. You stop chasing happiness as if it is running away from you, because you realize it has been waiting inside you all along. Making peace with yourself is not a single decision, it is a daily choice to love yourself even on days when you feel lost, even on days when your heart feels heavy, even on days when you are still becoming who you are meant to be. Love has a gentle way of transforming the simplest moments into memories that feel eternal. In the story of a happy life, love is not always found in dramatic gestures or perfect scenes, it lives in the ordinary, in the quiet hours that often go unnoticed. A happy life is not built from extraordinary days alone, but from everyday moments that are touched by love and meaning. Like a love story written slowly, happiness grows when the heart learns to see beauty in what already exists. When love is present, even routine becomes poetry. A shared smile, a warm greeting, a familiar voice at the end of a long day, these moments may seem small, but they carry the weight of comfort and belonging. Love teaches the heart to pause and feel, to recognize that joy does not need to be loud to be real. It is in the way someone listens, the way they care without being asked, the way they remain even when life feels heavy. In a love-filled life, happiness is found in presence rather than perfection. Love invites you to be fully there, to experience each moment without rushing toward the next. A walk becomes a journey, a conversation becomes a connection, a simple meal becomes a celebration. Through love, life slows down just enough for the heart to catch up, allowing happiness to settle softly instead of being chased endlessly. Love also changes how we remember our days. Moments that might have faded away become cherished simply because they were shared. Laughter echoing in a quiet room, comfortable silence between two hearts, small acts of care that speak louder than words, these become the threads that weave a happy life together. Love does not erase hardship, but it gives meaning to it, turning struggles into shared stories rather than lonely battles. When you allow love to guide your perspective, life feels fuller without needing to be fuller. You begin to appreciate the rhythm of ordinary days, understanding that happiness is not something you wait for after life happens. It is something you experience while life unfolds. Love teaches you to open your heart to what is already in front of you, to treasure the present moment, and to find joy in the familiar, because a life filled with love does not need to be extraordinary to be deeply beautiful. Every love story reaches a moment where holding on begins to hurt more than releasing, and happiness quietly waits on the other side of that choice. Letting go is often misunderstood as weakness, but in the language of love, it is courage. It is the moment you choose peace over pain, growth over comfort, and yourself over what no longer nurtures your heart. A happy life begins to breathe when the heart learns that it does not have to carry every memory, every regret, or every broken promise forever. Letting go does not mean forgetting, it means loosening the grip of what has already passed. Like a love that has run its course, some emotions, relationships, and expectations are meant to be honored and then released. Holding on to them keeps the heart anchored in yesterday, unable to fully arrive in today. When you release what no longer belongs to you, you make space for healing, clarity, and new joy to enter your life. In love, letting go is an act of honesty. It is admitting that something has changed, that the heart has grown, that certain chapters have ended. This honesty allows you to stop replaying old conversations and start listening to the present moment. It frees you from the endless questions of what could have been and gently guides you toward what still can be. Each act of release is a quiet promise to yourself that you deserve peace. Self-love teaches you that you are not responsible for carrying pain just to prove loyalty to the past. You are allowed to walk away from what drains you, even if it once meant everything. Letting go is choosing rest for your soul, choosing lightness for your heart, choosing to trust that life will continue to unfold in meaningful ways. It is not about closing your heart, but about protecting it with wisdom. As you let go, your heart begins to soften instead of harden. Forgiveness becomes possible, not as a gift to others, but as freedom for yourself. The weight you carried quietly starts to lift, and happiness feels less distant. In the love story of your life, letting go is not the end of feeling deeply, it is the beginning of feeling freely, allowing your heart to move forward without the shadows of yesterday, and giving yourself permission to step into a life where peace feels like home. Gratitude speaks softly, yet it has the power to change the entire tone of a life. In the love story of happiness, gratitude is the way the heart communicates with the present moment. It is not loud or demanding, it simply notices, acknowledges, and appreciates. When you begin to live with gratitude, your heart stops focusing on what is missing and starts falling in love with what is already there. Happiness grows naturally in a heart that knows how to say thank you, even in silence. A grateful heart learns to see beauty where it once saw emptiness. It finds meaning in simple blessings that are often overlooked: another sunrise, a safe place to rest, a kind word spoken at the right time. Like love, gratitude deepens with attention. The more you notice what is good, the more goodness seems to appear. Life does not suddenly become perfect, but it becomes warmer, softer, and easier to embrace. Gratitude also changes how the heart remembers pain. Instead of being consumed by loss, a thankful heart honors what was learned, what was shared, and how it shaped who you are becoming. In this way, gratitude does not deny sorrow, it holds it gently, recognizing that even difficult moments can carry hidden gifts. Through gratitude, heartbreak becomes wisdom, and struggle becomes strength. In love, appreciation strengthens connection. When you value what you have, you treat it with care. The same is true in life. Gratitude teaches you to cherish relationships, moments, and even yourself. It encourages patience, kindness, and humility, allowing happiness to flow more freely. A grateful heart is less restless because it understands that joy is not always found in more, but often in enough. As gratitude becomes a habit, the heart begins to trust life more deeply. You stop rushing toward the future in search of happiness and start experiencing it right where you are. Each day feels like a quiet gift, each moment an opportunity to love life a little more. Gratitude turns ordinary days into meaningful ones, teaching the heart to remain open, receptive, and present, allowing happiness to settle gently into every corner of your life like a familiar and welcome presence. A happy life is not shaped by a single decision, but by the quiet choice to love again and again. In every true love story, love is not something that happens once, it is something that is chosen daily, even when it feels difficult, even when the heart feels tired. Choosing love every day means deciding to respond with kindness instead of anger, patience instead of frustration, and hope instead of fear. These small choices slowly build a life that feels warm, meaningful, and deeply alive. Love, when chosen intentionally, becomes a guiding force. It shapes how you treat others, how you speak to yourself, and how you face the world. On easy days, love feels natural, flowing effortlessly through smiles and laughter. On harder days, love becomes a decision, to stay gentle when life is harsh, to remain open when closing your heart would feel safer. This daily choice strengthens the heart, teaching it resilience without bitterness. Choosing love also means allowing vulnerability. Love asks you to feel deeply, to risk being seen, to trust even when certainty is absent. In this openness, happiness finds a place to rest. A heart that chooses love does not hide from pain, but it does not let pain define it either. Instead, it learns to grow through every experience, carrying compassion forward rather than resentment. In the love story of a happy life, love is not limited to romance. It is present in friendships, family, purpose, and self-respect. Choosing love means showing up fully in your relationships, listening with empathy, and offering understanding without expecting perfection. It also means choosing love for yourself, setting boundaries, honoring your needs, and forgiving your own mistakes with the same grace you offer others. Each day presents countless moments where love can be chosen or ignored. A gentle word, a patient pause, a compassionate thought, these are the quiet acts that shape happiness over time. When love becomes a daily practice, life begins to feel more connected and more meaningful. Choosing love every day does not promise a life without challenges, but it creates a heart that knows how to meet those challenges with strength, warmth, and unwavering faith in the beauty of loving fully, openly, and without fear.